Bonjour, motherfuckers. My name's Eddie, the Skinhead Gourmet. Today we're making Chambord mascarpone dream French toast. On. First things first, we're going to start by taking our blackberries. We're going to cut these up. We're going to get them into a saucepan with some butter and some chambord. We're going to get these cooking and reducing turn your stove onto a medium heat. We're just going to let this sit. We're going to peek in on it periodically, stir and make sure it's doing okay. But we're going to want to let all this cook for a little bit, let the berries break down, get soft, a little mushy. Now we've got our stuff going on the stove. We're going to want to get into breaking some eggs. We're going to want 5 of these separated, whites on one side, and then we're going to have whole eggs and yolks in another bowl. So we'll crack it. We're going to let the white out, and you can catch the yolk with the shell. It's the easiest way to separate it if you don't want to get your hands all eggy. Separated egg whites, either with a whisk or a fork, you're just going to want to give them a good vigorous stir. Make sure they're nice and whipped together so that they're not going to be clumping together on you. And you want something that's going to mix well with other ingredients. So I've got my egg whites, and I've got I'd say a very healthy cup worth of mascarpone cheese. We're going to scoop these together into one bowl. We've got 2 tablespoons of sugar. And we're going to want to get these guys mixed up and incorporated before anything else. This is going to make the filling that goes in between the layers of the French toast, or what we're stuffing it with. So our berries on the stove have been simmering for about almost 10 minutes. And you can see that they're broken down and it's made a nice looking purple sauce. We're going to take about a cup of white chocolate chips. We're going to pour the majority of that right in here. We have this down to a low heat now. We're going to take just a small handful, add them to our egg white and mascarpone cheese mix. We're just going to let these guys in here for only a minute or two with the heat on. We're going to turn it off very soon. We just want to melt these guys down very quickly and mix in with the berries. So we've mixed the white chocolate in with our berries and our Chambord, and we've let it cool down just a tiny little bit. We're going to pour this in with our mascarpone cheese, our egg whites, our sugar, and that little bit of white chocolate we put in there earlier. Now we're going to start mixing together our mix, and you'll see your mascarpone cheese will start mixing together a little bit better. It'll start breaking down and becoming uniform with the egg whites as well as our berry mix. But this is what we're going to be putting in between the layers of the French toast. So we want this to be rich, we want this to be delicious, and we want this to be packed with flavors. Now you can also go and repeat the same sauce that you're using for the filling with the blackberries, the Chambord, the butter, and the sugar. Do this a second time, and that's going to be your topping or your syrup to put over these French toast. With your egg yolks and your whole eggs, you're going to want to go through either with a whisk or with just a little fork. You're going to want to break up all the yolks, and you're going to want to mix these guys together before you do anything. You're going to want these to be one homogeneous fluid, because we're going to want this to be able to spread evenly and thoroughly when we go to dip our bread into this. And it's alright, we're going to be mixing this a little bit more, and that'll be good for it. We've got our egg wash mixed up. We're going to put probably about a half a tablespoon to a tablespoon worth of vanilla or vanilla extract. And we're just going to have a few quick shakes of ground cinnamon. We're going to want to get this mixed up nice and quick. And this is what we'll end up dipping our bread right into. So I'm going to set my oven to approximately 350 degrees and get this nice and preheated and nice and warm and ready to put the French toast in. You're going to want to get your bread ready. You can either go with a French bread, you can go with sliced white bread. I think usually the best choice is brioche, but go with what you have. I'm a big fan of day-old French bread. For some reason, stale bread will give you the best French toast. You want to have it at about anywhere from a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. You want to get it cut. You usually want to have them all cut and ready. So you've got yourself a loaf pan, you've got it greased, either butter or using some kind of spray just to get it nice and lubed up. You're going to take your bread, dip it into the egg wash, get it on both sides, let it drip out. You're going to want to start making a layer on the bottom. And we're doing 2 pans right now, so I'm just going to get 2 of them going at once. You know, and it's okay to squish the bread in there a little bit to make it fit. You know, this is going to cook into one nice big solid piece in the end. So it's all just going to kind of end up squarish at the end of the day anyhow. We're going to take some of our mascarpone berry mix, and you're just going to want to cover that whole thing up. We're going to do the same with the other pan. And we're going to repeat the process.
They had a halo, it'd be electric, a neon filled glass.
Keep layering. Basically, as far as you want to take it, I'm doing these loaf pans with 3 layers of French bread, and then the berry sauce in between each layer. And you're just going to want to top it off with the last of your white chocolate mascarpone Chambord sauce. And what's going to happen is, as this cooks, it's almost going to turn into somewhat of a custard. We're going to put these into our oven that we preheated at 350. When we come see them again, they're going to be looking a little different and a whole lot more delicious. That never hurts to put a little Chambord aside, because it is going to take about 20 to 30 minutes for your French toast to completely cook, so sometimes you need a little something to keep you occupied. I'm going to take one of these out after just over 15 minutes. I'm going to let it cool. And once it gets cool, I'm actually going to wrap it up. I'm going to put this into the freezer. It'll actually reheat very well up to about a month. But it's great if you want to do this ahead of time because they do take a little bit of time to bake and put together. This way you've got it for somewhere down the road and you can have a special treat again. Alright guys, if you're out there watching and paying attention, this is a wonderful thing to wake up if you've got a special lady in your life. I can promise you, it's the kind of thing you wake them up in the morning with this, gonna absolutely make their day. And you can make the plate look nice and special, very easy. Take some of the sauce, get a little spoonful, make a little dab, use the back of the spoon, and make a little curve. But working in a restaurant where we can charge $40 or $50 for a steak, I can tell you, sometimes a little swipe of sauce can really dress the plate and sell it in a big way. So our French toast has been in the oven for about 28 minutes or so. You can see there's nice swirls of blackberry and Chambord and cheese and white chocolate all throughout it, but you can also see in between the eggy parts are solid. That's what you're going for. You want to make sure that's fully cooked. But you can let this sit. You want it to rest for a few minutes, then we'll cut into it and serve it. Show. For a lot of times it can be one of the most worthwhile. It's a great way to say good morning, happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, happy Valentine's Day, happy anniversary, anything like that. Or if you really want to be sly, hey, it's Thursday, I just wanted to say I love you. Either way, it's a wonderful recipe to pick up and it's sure to impress. Enjoy, keep watching.